something that can create solve the problem, especially when it comes to their ability to teach what they already know. It will be something that is they can rely on as their work goes on. So yes, they will not be able to do a whole 4-year program as somebody who has gone to the University or College of Education to learn how to teach and all those stuff. But for the very fact that they already know the content based on their background, and also for the fact that they've been teaching and been in the system for some time, and they may have been doing what we call in-service training, providing this intervention will also be largely added advantage.
All right, if you read the article, the man said that over 12,000 teachers from the senior high school lack qualification. What they say they lack qualification, what does it mean? Does it mean that they don't even qualify to be in the classroom to teach, or what?
All right, what this basically means is that the person does not have a background in teaching. For instance, if somebody has gone into University of Ghana or Cape Coast, any of the university, and learned Bachelor of Science in physics, that person learned pure physics. So if you employ that person to come and teach physics in your school, the person knows the physics as the content background, the person knows it. But see, because the person did not do Bachelor of Education in physics, the person does not have educational background, and therefore you don't call that person a professional teacher. So the person's professional certificate is not an education certificate. So it is those people that they say they don't have the qualification. So they do not have educational qualification. For you to have an educational qualification, those years you may be having a certificate in teaching, set A in education. Now you went to Bachelor of Education in Education, Bachelor of Education certificate, and now in the colleges the minimum is also Bachelor of Degree in Education. So if somebody has done something outside the scope of education and having another professional certificate or academic certificate, that person will not be regarded as a trained teacher, although maybe in the classroom that person did not go to school to be trained as a teacher, but to be trained as something else. And but maybe because of lack of teachers, the person was given an opportunity. Now the government wants to create an opportunity
what he has to impact on people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I get, just like Nat and Nagrat, right? That's what you try to explain to.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So let's watch it from this way. They say 200,000. We have over 200,000 teachers. 170,000. Blah 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 blah. So 30,000. Sorry. Yes, 30,000 teachers lack professional qualification. Does it cause for any alarm that we have to talk about?
Yes, it calls for an alarm. In fact, teaching is something that must be treated highly, in the sense that you are helping people to construct knowledge. I don't want to say to impart knowledge, but you are helping learners to construct their knowledge, and there are ways to do that. And if you look at the principle of education, one of the most cardinal variables when it comes to the school factor, as far as quality education is concerned, is the quality of the teacher. So we said the quality, and then a qualified and a motivated teacher is very important in promoting quality education. So a well-trained, a well-qualified teacher is important. So if somebody is in our classroom and that person does not have the qualification, or because the person did not go through the training as to how to teach our learners, then we must be worried. Even if they are one. So if you look at the percentage of trained teachers in the system, if you go to the KG all through to primary to GSS, the percentage has improved. About 97% of teachers are all trained at that level. But even 53%, that 3%, we must be worried, because just why even one person engaging learners who doesn't know how to teach their concept to that learner will affect the performance of the learner. So we must be worried. So it's very important that we ensure that everybody in the classroom knows how to teach. Not just you know the content, but you equally know how to teach that content to the learner. Because if you don't know how to teach that content, there is no way you could help the learner to grasp the understanding.
I see. The council is saying that, like I said earlier on, they are introducing a 18-week fast-track teacher education program. Now, let me ask you this. You set an example about somebody who teaches fixes. For example, if I'm an artist, I have done at KNUST, then I have that knowledge, and I've started impacting the same knowledge to the students, teaching them. What else do I need that I need this teacher program orientation?
All right, so like I mentioned, what two things intersect for you to be an effective teacher in the classroom. If you've done an act in KNUST and you know your staff very well, that is very important. In fact, let me digress a bit. Even at the university level, this conversation is being had to ensure that at least we introduce some short program for lecturers to know how to teach. It is one thing to know the thing, and it is another thing to know how to teach that thing. So that is there. So these are two. You know the thing, but how do you teach that? That's why I was setting an example that you know 1 + 1 is equal to 2. But how do you know? How do you teach class 1 or KG child how to know that 1 + 1? Exactly. So that is why they need that. So even at our university level, so your lecturers stand before the class and lectures. And at the end of the day, some learners don't know or don't even understand the concept. I mean, at the university level, it's basically it's not because the lecturer lacks the content knowledge or doesn't know the thing. It's because that lecturer probably doesn't know how to teach that concept. So okay. The same thing we are talking about. So if you are from KNUST and you know your art and you even graduated with first class in art, that's a good point because you know the stuff. But now you need to know how to teach that thing for a child to be able to equally understand that concept going forward. So that is why this is very important for our teachers who have not gone through training in the system.
Okay, so the matter is not about they don't know anything, but they don't have the initials. They don't have the initials to teach. All right.
Exactly. Okay. That's more about it's not that they don't know. They know the thing, but how do you teach the thing? That's the most important part of the conversation, and they want to equip them in that regard.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
We won't take much of your time because you told us that Divine Epe is a member of EduWatch, a policy think tank on education. That's the Education Watch. Thank you very much, sir. On the line, I have David Ofore-Champon, is a former NAT General Secretary, is with us. Mr. Ofore-Champon, thank you very much, sir. What joining here now? Catch it. He said the Divine Epe. That is a new question. I am Shishibiaba. Ti say bia na me ba o school a meet nkase ese 42,000 teacher for bi omo nya de e na omo kira de eti abasa na niku ase me yam hyeme na emo omo timi kira de bia e no ma ba ku mienu bi omo lakinti na bia ba pese ye sa de ndem omo ana
ziga me chaucha tifo na afo yina ziga obeka be se fie be miensa enie ye disan komo we obekai
me kai pa ya
na omo try exams na ese teacher for na fili na manfu ye dede na me kai se
la inse jadie na okay la inse jadie na okay
yes obi so colleague ale tino ntimi ntira de na wo wo support
yeah correct
na make catch them say so obi teacher ni asa de mistake pe kai. You need two things to qualify you to be a teacher. Dedi kind, the academic knowledge. Or can say content knowledge. I don't know what to make our university. What to make our baby. But say a professional, professional qualification quite different. What professional qualifications mean? Let me say. Sa libdiana okonya fe ngumamu no e wo university no wo de kwa kokyira de na se wo kokyira de a ye kwan a ye fa so e kyira de anything a lancet and seminar by because Francis so you know NTC.
Yeah.
NTC adia wo mo hu no eno say nkrofo wo ho a wo kira de nanso nimdia ye de kira de no wo mu ni so wo mu ni dia they yent me from say wo mu here professional teachers enti we no eye yan kasa ena ya to enam mutuo because asempa ye mamu ha na ye ka ye nya butre en chichirimu e mama fon tiase wo so na ma we yakogina ha na we yakogina ha na dia e wo se nka ye die nimu ye hwe na ne mototo ye se bia daachi bi o house e metu ye bio boni ato enti eno no ne asem no enye se wo munim nim dia de kra de o mu wonim die o nye se o munim ade o mu nim ade na so ade na o munim no o munim eho nim dia ye de kra.
I see.
It is the part side. Yeah. Now NTC now I regulator also fa kwan bi a obetimi ama wo mo titiye na omutimi akira de.
Hello, Mr. Jambo, Madama, I say, Wolan and after that, a kakra, on Chiaho kakra, my. Hello? Yeah. Hello, Mr. Jambo, but on Chiaho kakra, after that.
And so you look at them. It is a new man, and I say, come on. I'm a chap, Otemeka.
I feel me talk up here.
Otemeka.
Bajani.
Hello?
Yeah, I feel me talk.
Yeah, it is a okay, good. It is a Lancashire no who here. Naka even at intervention we are NTC Dibano, and they can who in Yakra. Can who in Yakra. If you say there's a vast difference between professional qualification and academic qualification. We better make it academic qualification, no? As we could send them on our charge, I won't even tell you, Tiasi. And then I ain't man there, yet between him, yet Fosu ya say, Lancashire Numra. Now at least, who could see any body knowledge in the way, now so could charge the idea. Also, we are quite a bit mere faso at Radia. And me, I think, say, a way a debia Abba, a problem, Abba, because among for lack certain skills and certain knowledge in to ama wa ma for training mama ko yes our program there biji this any kwan so
and say
question maybe
how
who research ni nyina me who research ni nyina na kan be say ke be hu say teacher for now me for 42,000 no if you are here and o ma kira de. It is also very important. So yeah, young coffee teacher for you know watch that they bear 20 years. Now there has democracy exam in the mushe. There be information about that movie who said if I ever found maybe a bear 9 feet Yakoya no idea how much reno or Montiasia. Near how to address it. Now you should them move the puppy because I think we are big. I'm over back at the teacher for
and but me dream bibi we person me bisa o na betime yi ma no me say unsa wo hwe nat ene nagrata mumu bi mo me yate asese mumu nat de mu ye train teachers ene ye wo nagrat for so bi a o me ye professional some person me do mo nim die no so eboa se de be ya ye betime meet the UN benchmark
ziga ma mi teacher ziga ma mi teacher
okay go ahead
ziga ma mi teacher teacher ni bia ye teacher ni
okay
the night first day nyina ye Kuba Ghana National Association of Teachers and a union more secondary school say one more tea and almost Nagrat say graduate teachers. In the meantime, you know, there were excessive numbers of graduate teachers within the Ghana National Association of Teachers. So what you say? So it's just a name. And yes, or teacher ni a secondary school graduate teacher. Within the basic school system, the basic qualification for teaching is a graduate certificate. So what you say? But the issue is that so we call Cape Coast University now we have social studies, BEd in social studies. Next says South Social Studies yet a teacher for skills editor the abata home. And the Obia BEd in social studies no different from Obia BSc social studies. BSc social studies no education come. And so one share here, that's a girl education is for women. Bakuna BSc social studies or social studies was school. The BEd in social studies so social studies was school. But the advantage that the BEd in say okay the skills of teaching in addition to the content now which you are investing.
I see.
So everything now develop programs, educational programs for raw holders now upper industry to acquire those skills. Now me say majority of the people one more say like I said, I stand to be corrected. Our research and identify say I guess the majority of them here one more say be scientific
okay. All right. Just one minute, I introduce you, right, Kesley Animadu Danso is a National Communications Director at the Coalition Concerned Teachers. Mami Engeji, Mr. Animadu Namesa Emra Honum Sisia, because I have some few questions to ask you before you go. So, Mr. Animadu, thank you very much. Now, are you sorry, or semi bisa was asking me, Wadamba Kache, we a trade teacher, and I say, we a graduate teacher, and as minimum demo terms, no sebia what nimdie bi na ode ebo ate se de ye kan.
Yo Ziga, thank you very much. Me a trained teacher.
Okay.
Much there for about 20 years. But before we go into the details of the issues, there are a few corrections I want to do. Medini Kingsley Animetu Dakum.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a union here, Pre-Tertiary Teachers Association of Ghana, formerly CCT Ghana. Say Pre-Tertiary Teachers Association of Ghana, PRETAG. Now I feel Yanko and Komonoso. Asabna Abadu.
Mr. Anso, Wadama, sorry, Mr. Dakon Wadama. Before I be kwasa asem so me so ye ti we sem fafi ho wo na wo ye train teacher no wo ko training college na Mr. ayi ka David for champion ka say ye wo kofo a ya train wo mo say omo enkonko kira de okay fire famu kakra ansa na wa ba wasem no so yes family feel e dia na ya ye kira mo amamu look different say bia ye kira mo wa kira class 1 ni ade amana ti ase e dia fire famu kakra na nkofo ti ase
say earlier speakers no first one Mr. Ekpe and I'm senior and Mr. Foray Champon they were talking about content and a pedagogy and a methodology. So uko training your training so be teacher say can be knowledge impartation be ye canon helping the student to construct knowledge. She say who guide school aparano na wonya nimdie unfa nkobon te say the ode motor carry down but who guide no no acquire knowledge no. Uko training college na ye show content no say literature and uko sua ye ma analysis and interpretation say obi a show play adwen odi show play no the theme that is the central idea of the theme of the story plot the war story no unfold from the beginning to the end ya show characterization Omwa characters no enipa ena stories no efa omo characterization enti sa actors no ana actresses no omo enti so wokɔ classroom so wokɔ kyerɛ when you are armed with that knowledge in the analysis and interpretation of the goals are not to blame. Esa so kyerɛ primary school ni, lower primary, upper primary, and now secondary school. Sa pedagogy na methodology no. Say na obeye na akwara no or starting school or basic or upper primary or JHSS1 obehu a obeti ase. Because knowledge levels no enye the same. But say man ko training no na ebia ma colleague on makoye literature. And na me say me ko training me ko kyerɛ ade a. Me ni sa skills na metimi di akyerɛ levels no ama omo ate ase. Enti akoba ne sa na kyerɛ sa kwara no na eluzu. Eno and for me yeah na we use the word unqualified. Fine, in the right sense of the word, no, the person has gone to learn the academics. He is not qualified, but I prefer say you use untrained teacher than say qualified. For the qualification here, once he has the content, no, or you qualified, but on your trade. Now there be no so no yes you restrict to the pedagogy no school setup no we have various aspects of school akwara ne ba ho no obesua dia not the academic life no
yeah
you are training the person holistically
yeah
so who call training so who call college of education who call education oriented university ukuta ebia B.Ed ana emeda headmaster kwa unya bi ni senior house master unya bi ni HOD unya bi ni. So these are the things as obia dinani ko the delivery of the content no and the way trained and on your own train, because in training a teacher we have what we call the ethical discipline or the ethical aspect of it. It's like the medical school. What called medical school? So medicine. What qualified here? Yachiro. Now so the professional aspect of it. That is all mobile doctors. Housemanship. So the teacher phone and NTC. Also say what could training krana ya training wa UCC bieda ana MD krana. Esa NTC timi license because the license regime no is there for the NTC to be able to account for the number of teachers. You work omo be free 2025 omo be 2027. So a holistic approach. So it's not about just the pedagogy alone. That is good for the training. So emrebia no. Now in basic school before I cry we are na eco school. Na hardly say who train teachers for her. Maybe middle school living certificate. Yes, one coach there on train teacher. Obi on so even secondary school, not diplomates. University a diploma na no muchra there. And then senior kaiser and then secondary school grad. So put that first degree untimi kochra there. Untimi for diploma in education and kochra there. And I'm telling you say there are some teachers and then uko secondary schools are teachers ahead masters POR onguto mu PhD. Onguto mu M4. So siga the narrative should not be restricted to the pedagogy alone, but any partner yet no abeye obi ochran. Mia yese men kochran no. How am I prepared in terms of the pedagogy and the ethical aspect of the work? It's like your work as a broadcaster. The major principle of journalism is that you give fair hearing to everybody. When there's a story, you listen to the other side of the story. It is ethical. You might be the best morning show host. you might be the best midday show host, but if you don't have that ethics, ISO will have to give fair hearing to all parties involved in a story. No? That is unprofessional. That will only be done by an untrained teacher unless the person is motivated by other considerations. So that is what we mean by what we are saying. Now you see, and then I'm happy the NTC did not say so. Mom, you own trained teachers. Your mom won't train you because you are not fit for purpose. Now we take deliberate steps. Now, professional. Some of them have been teaching for 20-25 years.
Yeah.
You understand? 20-25 years. And you see, teaching is an art. The more you engage yourself in it, the more you master the art. And see, if you master these arts of teaching and methodology, but you need to give the person a certificate. At least 18 months or so. I'm not too sure, but ethical aspect of it. Ya cheni out a teacher for yebi and a chair You understand? So for me, it is a good thing that the NTC is doing. And as a teacher union, we are also as a unionist, I always talk about welfare. You understand?
Yeah.
Now people are leaving the teaching for, and some classrooms are empty, but you have over 45,000 teachers sitting at home, where government will tell you there is this monster of financial clearance. So the NTC is helping that if you leave these people, you even ask them to come home, that they are not fit for purpose now. The teachers no more. We have the financial clearance for them. As we speak, a lot of teachers who are still teaching, but they do not have staff IDs. So it is not about the untrained teacher alone. Even the trained ones, we still have challenges, and we should broaden the narrative so that another problem will also rear its ugly head. Now, and that is the challenge that we face.
All right. Mesa Bahonum Bium, Jasuma Missisia, Mamma engage Mr. Ferrechampo. Remember the visa question. It is very important because one I'll correct that question at about Mamma engage Mr. David Ferrechampo. So, Mr. Champo, Yanshadu say, Tamana, Mr. Animadu Kasana or Kabibidi File say your chunk of teachers or Mutifia or Mario School or Montradie, I ain't mean post to or any idea. Now, does it mean say more basic schools because the same say report that say 30,000 teachers and or more basic schools are more like professional or more kuta certificate so much any idea. So some how did they get themselves to that position? Process net to say yeah ba you teacher ni be fa I na process net to say wow class be pese be kira de ntimo family na abantu ameka ana say aban ka se bia o recruit dipa na wa wodo ho ko process net to say
Ziga what me ka
beto kapable Mr. Champo.
Hello Ziga.
Yeah, beto kapable Mr. Champo.
Na make sure say yeah, make sure say research na kasansa we don't have the detailed research to look at the figures and the numbers. Some for here I say women need qualification. When were they employed? How long have they been in the service? Whilst in the service, what has been the role of Ghana Education Service? Because Ghana Education Service, I'm going to have the direct supervisors of teachers in the classroom. So,
yeah.
And your regional director, your district director, and more second supervisors at that time, from CISOs or something. Now, Omojumani said, Omobeko Sukumu, now Omo Akoshe, a teacher for Nejuma, now baby a teacher Nibi, Sabi, Ebian Jumano, Etosin Kakrano, now Omapua with in service training, any training. Where I started Jumano, they used to visit the schools. But Sikasemunti, Nansei, and Koso. So if the person stays in that environment in all these ones now or shortfall in a particular area, that is one thing. If you say you resource Ghana Education Service for you, now supervisors now have found say, what you want to say, we go school and go boa a teacher for us, we find challenge how much try how to get out of the problems that they have. They should be properly written. When we were there, in himself, every year, Ghana Education Service, one list of vacations in the country. Because by January of the assuming year, now one the list of a teacher for retirement in Yinaba. And you can at a glance know, say, September 18,000 core retirement. We will definitely need the system was there to cure itself. Ziga here.
Go ahead.
Hello, Ziga.
Yeah.
So within the education structure, systems have been built in place over the years. Very efficient. Me would buy a collapse because in every academic year, now you need a teacher for retirement in that academic year. And the training programs and their course of college education, people were being prepared to go and take over those positions. After they would buy Nipa no call retirement, but we can't replace them even though we have the staff. And I was buying any who said, if we think education is key to our national development there, then we can put a ball with education the way we are doing. I was saying very serious. See, if said 16,000 teachers in the next academic year, let's make provision for the 16,000 teachers. You cannot eat your cake and have it. That's what I say.
Yeah.
And is the problem that is there now. Because you see, we still 30,000 at the classroom one charge. Meanwhile, there are others who have been recruited up to now. So that now you may do kind. One more staff number only be at say one more. So and also how do you deal with it? It should be a very holistic, non-partisan approach to resolving the challenges that confront education.
Okay.
The education, like I will keep saying, political food. That's how we put it. All
right. We thank you very much. David Ofore-Champon is a former General Secretary. Thank you very much for today. All right. I'll go to Mr. Kisley Maduda Koho, but I will be joined by Nana Jemai as a former tutor. Presec. Also adjourn here. So in the next 8 to 7 minutes, Mami Fama and Mr. Enimedu. So now you listen to speakers here. You have listened to Mr. Epe, Mr. Enimedu, and David Ofore-Champon. And you as a teacher, Memu Bisau, all the profession the call say be a professional, ma university, quite some knowledge weighty, medical school, and now say we a trained teacher and kasa.
Okay, we nasi na mixture or hefo any employing for me no mudi jume. Ni omni say yen me say me University of Education Winneba. And said Mr. David Kai and Mr. Kinsley Kai no. Uko University of Education Winneba ne UCC no money abia. And now say university ni education oriented no. Say ye chire political science am koye no Winneba no. Ye the education courses ni be the eka ho into be school no na o pedagogy a friend say training no so no into ye courses ni be education leadership na sa na mo nyina ye bi wo ba ye ba bonten wo tumi say uko school na wo kira dia wo ni obi a me person ebo university di omo manko university a omo nhyɛ ni sa pedagogy no ho sua ho no wotumi sɛ anan sunsun de ewo mbebre but what you say nti ye no de ye eno achi no won sɛ ye wo academic qualification na boa pedagogy ne content a yewura divine ene mpanyinfo a ewu maka no ana omusawo GTLE no NTC mandate mo kwan na the license no kran kasa obetima teacher ni no but what you say in the end say no I think 2021 ho ba bi na ye kotre de o PTC ekupon ne ade eno na mama be license teacher in the problem ni say aban ye recruitment na sisi akwado mo de abeka ho say woni sa GTLE Ghana teacher license examination license na untimi kwa mechira de sisi but PDG eno na am say University of Winneba no ne UCC no motimi ne 1 year maw na eno wanya ho so separate say wanko Winneba na say UCC ana say University akwa woni ho education certificate na wo ye eno de kan ho na am say e ma problem na ma yenya over 42,000 no because ebi mu ewura mu ano mu ni sa PDG no but what ma say along the line kwano nansia no de lancesa no be kan ho a first na etimi fo bi free other universities a onko etimi ubusam ya yenom de yenya academic qualification no an yesenya professional license na nkasa nti be fa ne se sisi ameka ne se me fully fledged teacher ni a minim apart from academic hunim de any professional license no yesa woni nyina ye de ebi na anopa me ne radio ba ku di nkomo no ka se na se private schools no kwa na omunisa qualification we na teacher for ni bitira de wo enkwa ne nya results no na se de yewura David champion edikaka na yewura Kingsley enimadu so edikaka no it's not about say who deliver content no kwa se akwa new curriculum abaye teacher for omunye teacher for bi omunye facilitated se de mpemfo na edikaka no they facilitate in the first na okwa won wa yetin god enkwa na ehwe bibia free wo ho no sisi free ho no o guide enkwa no you are just a facilitator nyina una asa all the information fufu bi komano akwa na believe say onimdie kakra ana ososo de kakra de ekoka no enti no eno ene ade a akofa saa njinwaso wa de aba nti me feel say yenhwe kwan a ade nso a efa so bai ase ye kan nyina no bonu be ka se na hu course ade na ama aduru ba bi a ye duru no no kro mu say some of the teachers no ebi omufa adwuma ne say ebi fa ne say stepping stones ye ka no kra kire ho a ebi ma fa adwuma ne say local private schools no a omo kira de na bebre ho a opa ye research wa check kwa wo bi about 3 years onyewura mu na no ope kwan afa so either so obeko school ana se bi obetu kwan na so obenya adwuma fo eno ka ho na ma sa the chunk of this number no ye hu because unse wo doctors ne other professions na probably to be a kuma 90% ehun say obekem but we no de bebre free say a stepping stone the manner of person dey oyisu eno no de pebe bi o de bonti sa 5 star ya o say o mu gotwa ansa na eno no se bi aban anya ne say private school owner na e bi a o man incentivize amount na ebi aban betimi ayisu eno e de nya omo de a say individual so ngotwa ne de e be de because especially private schools no omo no peli we omo de ne say omo nya nipa na obetimi atro ma de na say wo say we nya eno no de enya no na ya na mpempi omo ye de omo hwe ade say aban
na ya shadio for say na Mr. Champo chechim na otie Mr. Anyimadu susu echie we say na o ka bibi say your academic qualification and your professional qualification now ya for say obi a ono no kire ya for say wo no wo kire obi a ono no kire o kire ade be fa say be university we share fixes ukuta bi a masters but onye trained teacher any ade aha basa na sa nkofo no amo anko sa omanya that initials no training college initials no sa nkofo na ye you free system no mu a what would the education system no lack? Are we going to miss them? Because Mr. Anyimadu me yet say ye kire wade no afere maka me question yi ye kire wade as a trained teacher no ebi e be kire political science ni a kire kwan ye fa so ye kire no ebi e be kire we ni a kire kwan ye fa so ye kire no. It means that you have the professionals now that. So why do you people still have to allow the outsiders now okuta the initials no still enter betra there? Umura mununa there na masa ineba. Let me give you 2 minutes on this.
Also medical ka private, but private there. oh be part what ma say into one dey need dey say what o ma be chen kwa na dey na o mo dey results na na say in most cases na mo ke ba say dey yewura Kingsley kan no education anasa adesua anasa adekire no it's not about the results on ethical any enema bebre den eka ho and said o medical kan say it's not about imparting knowledge, it's about how to construct help the child to also get the knowledge. It is a student centered and a teacher centered view. Back to the now canon. About recruitment, you know, and no, once a mechanic, no, a toda, I acquire a first year recruitment, you know, and also Kahona, Sanya Ma Yehu, because Nipo Shadow SHS, I are buying school. Sorry to say, and no one a 50 preopen or then where the effort to there was a BBA, you can't say on here, no so answer about failure, not one apply, so at my say, now a hormona, as he kind and some about uncle, because think all it need becomes on a swat. And ye the kitchen says only PDG, and I say one for no be a certificate, you know, me a political science in education. I say a BA, no, and you know, and no any teacher and say, GTL, you know, and the Campo Moya, but a honor Niana MP, you know, a bino and I say, except you, Jerums are not
okay, okay, thank you very much. We and Nana Pepe is the founder, Skills Bridge and Ghana. Skills Bridge Ghana Foundation. Mami ko you na me Mr. Kingsley ni do da ko enwie. So Mr. Jimadu ye shade we see o. And me kai say in the 2017. Sorry, was it 2016? And President Mahama he passé omo amende Ghana Education Act no. Na ye elevating some of the training colleges into university status any there tuition me be a degree near the I'm sure say you're right na ye shadio se me no me training college na se me hwe ba bia me wo no e bia na ye elevating to university status no bi so ekwa de o wakwa kosuade wa K University wakwa physics me so makwa physics me chade afi ya se me nkoye licensure exams me na me train teacher no me konkoye me koye no mantimi pass ma ba bet na fi na sa nipa no ono so kokko chade e bi okosua communication wa K University no ono so no oni okoya na me se wonye train teacher ti am na nkoye licensure e koba sa na se be ase de e system no chaos kakra wa na
Trigger, let's situate the argument and let's state that since almost 42,000 a year can I say 12,000 our basic 30,000 our secondary school are not teachers
12,000 in mom secondary schools senior high school 12,279
yes
and 30,000 basic schools
basic yeah so thank you very much omo enye be about 5 years and not 10 years na eji omo check because me say me here University of Ghana course I'm here no na education and I'm starting child secondary school. Right after 2 years, my headmaster told me, say, Kingsley, na koye education because maybe beba unya education enya dia obenya ade akere. Me tie me headmaster. And I call then now Amstead. Me koye diploma in education. I training me said dey teacher ade. Sir, me be le bona me na nka me ba straight na me chira de no. Me hu say even what we call measurement and evaluation, how I set the questions.
Yes.
At every level, the knowledge level, measurement and evaluation, and your teaching methodology, and your educational psychology. And then you know, just me class na. Some a trained teacher, you work class, as a who say, Akarawe, the level, say, the individual approach as a medemano. Akarawe is even ahead of the class.
I see.
How do I get the others to be in tandem with him? And no, any account, and yes, a content, the said the wa say wo kasa wo je we no ye ma subject this be social studies government pro obetimi a kire but ziga unko training college and measurement and evaluation at the end of the semester you kasa set questions you might not get a standardized question.
I see.
What you say?
Matias.
And now the apostle the munsono say institutions and therefore teacher training colleges have been converted to colleges of education. Colleges of education a year UCC University of Cape Coast and omu nyina edan omu questions are omu ye nyina you see but say obi a we tech wakwe communication na computer science are all bad ene GS recruit obi a wakoye computer science or tech are all bad GS be recruit obi a wako UCC no wako computer science or yeah BSc education and answer
is adako me patcho the fact me say me twa so e time na ya so but no problem does it mean say we say oko Ghana police service na ye recruitment ye should recruit officers professionals answer if you go be about trumpet any drummers cry ye should recruit bi answer ye recruit obo be coffee the SWAT Buffalo unit money sa CID ye recruit sanko for sa na teaching field de tiana say GS for shada kas okay ye shada ko university ye recruit nkofo a wo ma ben e wo bia wo sua de na do this level aba be impact that knowledge mo shada ye nesa.
Yes, and not exactly so. So by education qualification be or who a trained teacher what call your friend and say ukuta degree your degree in basic education.
Okay.
So your degree in basic education at said the teacher training colleges as a teacher training as a graduate schools here first degree here. Okay, degree in basic education you go to the basic school. So UCC next okoye B.Ed obetimi akọ secondary school and now obetimi akọ basic school depending on the demands. So baby aban beka so secondary school degree teachers no omo year secondary school education no adults
okay
and no chese wontimi nkọchira de basic school
Matias pa
yes and as say ayete ha no obi no be political science raw political science any education related we really go I be found sekọchira government and social studies or secondary school
okay
and no tina ama say we are facing them out. And no ya jomo did that 20-25 years no 40,000 a year can was it young person mo ba betene because omo boa yentimi okay